Good evening. Before we begin our meeting, I would like for us to all give Dr. Vega a warm, welcoming round of applause to his first San Benito CISD School Board meeting.
Thank you.
This is a regular board meeting of the San Benito CISD. It is Tuesday, January 12th, 2016, and it's exactly 7 o'clock. Agenda item number 1, this meeting is called to order. We do have an established quorum. Item number 2 is roll call. I will call out everybody's name, and please say present or aye if you're present. Mr. Medrano? Mr. Vargas?
Present.
Mr. Mendez?
Present.
Mr. Padilla?
Present.
Mr. Leal?
Present.
Mr. Gonzalez?
Present.
Dr. Vega?
Present.
Mr. Torres? I'd like to say that Mr. Medrano and our attorney are presently out of town due to school business, so that's the reason they are not here. Item number 3 and item number 4 are the Pledge of Allegiance to the U.S. and Texas flags and our invocation, and I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Vargas.
Thank you, Ms. Cruz. I'd like to introduce 2 individuals who are with us tonight to lead us in the pledge and the reflection. The first is Lindsay Ruby Montemayor. She says, "My name is Lindsay, and I'm a fifth grade student at Dr. Cash Elementary. Some of my hobbies are drawing, dancing, singing, and being outside. My favorite subject is math, but I love all my other subjects. I prefer math because it's very easy for me. My accomplishments include getting A honor roll each year I've been in school, and I placed 3rd in the 2015 district spelling bee. I am a GT student. I am on our school's chess team, honor choir, piano class, dance team, and school's Cash News Network team. This year I qualified to compete in the district spelling bee and represented Dr. Cash. I want to be a chef when I grow up." And we also have Ms. Anissa Hernandez, also from Dr. Cash. She says, "My name is Anissa, and I'm a 5th grade student at Dr. Cash Elementary. My favorite subjects are social studies and math. My hobbies are shopping, okay, playing the piano, and using computers, filmmaking, and doing arts and crafts. My accomplishments are getting perfect attendance trophies, the Principal's Award, A honor roll trophies, and I'm also an anchor of our school's Cash News Network team. When I grow up, I would like to be either a filmmaker or dance instructor." So let's welcome both of these ladies tonight. Please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Heavenly Father, you are indeed the giver of all good gifts, and we thank you today for all your blessings, for the successful outcomes of our school district, and for all our board and staff members who are fully committed to seeing student success. We ask that you bless our school board members, superintendent, administrators, teachers, and staff members abundantly as they continue to seek your wisdom, guidance, courage, and strength. Be with our board members in their deliberations and help them be wise in the decisions they make. Let them be reminded that each decision they make is for the good of all those who have placed their trust in and confidence in their leadership. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
Ladies, if you can come up and receive your certificates. Also, do we have the parents of Lindsay and Anissa in attendance tonight? Please stand up so you can be recognized, and thank you for your parental involvement. I'd also like to recognize Ms. Cornett, the principal of Dr. Cash Elementary. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you, ladies.
Item number 5, special recognitions. I will turn it over to Mrs. Longoria.
Thank you all for being here this evening. We appreciate y'all taking time out to join us, and we're so happy to have you here. This evening, we have members of our football team and their coaches that will be earning recognition. They just finished having their banquet sponsored by the Quarterback Club in conjunction with San Benito CISD on Sunday. So you'll be hearing a little bit about their awards, but let me just give you a little bit of some highlights as far as their football season. They were the back-to-back district champions, the by-district and area champions, the regional finalists, and the back-to-back battle of the Arroyo champions this football season. They ended the season with a 10-3 record. So let's give them a big hand. And of course, not all of the football team could be here this evening. As y'all know, some of these students are involved in multi-sports. We have a lot of other activities going on this evening. We have soccer, we have some other students that are participating in FFA, and again, some other extracurricular activities, basketball, things like that, and they couldn't be here this evening. So that's the reason that you don't see the entire football team out here. But nevertheless, we are gonna recognize them. We will call their name. Those members that were part of the football team, and parents and everyone out there, thank you all for always supporting them and being out in the stands, cheering them on. First of all, I'd like to introduce player Jacob Zuniga. Juan Salas. Javier Martinez. Armando Medrano, Mario Valdez, Ismael Escamilla, Randy Medellin, J.R. Gaitan, and we ask that all the football players, if y'all can remain up at the front until we call everybody at the end. Please, thank you. Eduardo Barron, Álvaro Vargas, Isaiah Treviño, George Cantu, Ryan Reza, Abraham Cantu, Leo Garza, John Belmares, Eric Reta, Jacob Cavazos, Roel Luna, Marcelino Morales, Edward Alvarez, Emilio Garcia, Mark Lopez, Ryan Castillo, Jonathan Gutierrez, Payne Guajardo, Joe Martinez, Abraham Estrada, Skylar Garcia, Juan Gonzalez, Desmond Garza, Carlos Estrada, Tyler Juarez, Ryan Rodriguez, Julian Flores, Richard Moreno, Juan Aguirre, Matthew Torres, Ryan Elizondo, and I need help with this one, Coach. It's Francisco and the last name? Casagente. Sorry. Mark Lopez, Oscar Nordin, Julian Vanzini, Michael Sanchez, Paul Trevino, Brandon Avila, Mark Gonzalez, Rolando Vasquez, Julio Pesina, Ramiro Reza, Hector de Jesus, Joseph Partida, Ezequiel Mares, Luis Hernández, René García, Tyler Solís, Juan Bautista, Alejandro Lugo, Jesse Peña, Hector Garza, Angel Ortega, Juan Torres Jr., Guidoni Ali Guidoni, Ernesto Martinez, John Alvarez, Angel Saldaña, Michael Zimmerly. And I'd like to introduce the AD and head coach, Dan Gomez. The offensive coordinator is Gilbert Leal. Defensive coordinator, Michael Moll. Special teams coordinator, Alex Rosales. The assistant coaches are William Huerta, Johnny Garza, Chris De Leon, Juan Rangel, Eric Garza, Jimmy Young, Eddie Gonzalez, Gus Zavaleta, Joshua Perez. And we have the athletic coordinator seated in the audience, Ramiro Partida. I'd also like to recognize the athletic secretary, Yolanda Gonzalez. And we have the high school principal from San Benito High School, Henry Sanchez, and also the VMA principal, Gilbert Galvan, that are in the audience as well. I'm going to mention a little bit about their accomplishments this football season. Besides all the titles and accolades they received as far as their trophies and things that you see out here, I do want to mention that on the offensive superlatives for 32-6A, J.R. Gaitan was named 32-6A MVP. So congratulations to J.R. Gaitan. We had some athletes that were named to the first team offense, and they are Ramiro Reza, Julio Pesina, and Armando Medrano. Second team offense, they include Paul Trevino, Oscar Nordin, Joseph Partida, EJ Barron, Eddie Alvarez, and Jonathan Gutierrez. First team defense, they are John Alvarez, Mario Valdez, Ismael Escamilla, and Juan Gonzalez. And the second team defense, Angel Saldaña, John Belmares, Richard Moreno, Emilio Garza, and Alvaro Vargas. We also had some honorable mentions that we'd like to recognize. And these are athletes on the defense, Carlos Estrada, Jacob Zuniga, Juan Aguirre, Skyler Garcia, and Matt Torres. On offense, Leo Garza, George Cantu, Jose Martinez, and Julian Vanzini. And on the special teams, Alejandro Lugo and Mario Valdez, also Alejandro Lugo twice, and Leo Garza. So congratulations to the honorable mentions. Now, as I mentioned a little while ago, on Sunday, the Quarterback Club held the sports banquet for the football athletes, and there were some other awards that were presented to these fine athletes. And I'm going to start by recognizing the first one on the list that earned the Spirit and Desire of the Year award. That went to Ismael Escamilla. The Hustle Players of the Year award went to Julio Pesina and Matthew Torres. The Defensive Back of the Year, Mario Valdez, earned that one. The linebacker of the year was Richard Moreno. Defensive lineman of the year was Matthew Torres. Leadership player of the year went to Joseph Partida. Special team player of the year was Alejandro Lugo. Offensive lineman of the year, Joseph Partida. And we also had the receiver of the year, Armando Medrano. Running back of the year award went to Edward Alvarez. And the MVP award went to J.R. Gaitan. And so I'm going to turn it over to Coach Gomez so that he can say a few words. Again, we thank you, parents, for always being out there, and also our San Benito Greyhound football fans that are always out there cheering our football players. Coach Gomez.
I'd like to thank you, the fans, for the support that you've given these boys throughout the season. Board members, I'd like to thank you also for the support that you showed for these young men, for the coaches in our program. In our program, we're straightforward with the kids, and we tell them that we don't guarantee them that they will win ball games. But what we do guarantee them is that with hard work, you can create opportunities for yourself to be great. And that's exactly what they did. Each and every week, they worked hard, and each and every week, they created an opportunity for themselves to do something great. And as you can see, they did a few things great this season. So thank you again for all your support, and we're already hard at work for next year. Thank you very much.
Our superintendent of schools, Dr. Adrian Vega, would like to say a few words.
I'll make this brief, gentlemen. I just wanted to just also extend my appreciation. Very, very proud and very excited. I had the opportunity to attend the banquet on Sunday, completely blown away. I think what has impressed me the most is that it's not only the accolades that our young men have displayed on the field, but it's evident that they are developing into fine young men. And one of the things that really stood out to me that made me super, super excited to be a part of our community is, I guess it's the tradition of the upperclassmen passing on the challenge to the younger classmen. And I was really moved by that because based on the words that were said, it was really a challenge, in essence, to all of us. How do we become better at what we do? And so I just wanted to thank y'all and once again congratulate y'all, and super, super proud to be wearing purple, and I am wearing my purple, by the way. So thank y'all very much. Awesome.
Parents, we know that you guys are very proud of their accomplishments, so parents and family members, if you're in the audience, please stand and be recognized at this time. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Coach Gomez, and coaches. Good luck next season. You can exit that way. For the next item, this is School Board Recognition Month. January marks School Board Recognition Month, and it has been declared as such by our Texas governor. I believe Dr. Adrian Vega has a proclamation that he will be reading.
Thank you, Ms. Longoria. And this comes to us from our governor, Greg Abbott. Education is the foundation for a future of unlimited opportunity and prosperity. Educated Texans are empowered Texans prepared to pursue the jobs and dreams they most desire. As a state, we continue to set the bar for high for education, but we also understand the importance of local control. To that end, we count on locally elected school boards to provide leadership in our districts and to ensure that our students have the skills and knowledge to achieve their educational goals. Each year, organizations across Texas designate January as School Board Recognition Month to emphasize the importance of the services these dedicated men and women provide to districts and students throughout Texas. At this time, I encourage all Texans to recognize the invaluable contributions our school boards make to educate our next generation of leaders. Therefore, I, Greg Abbott, Governor of Texas, do hereby proclaim January 2016 to be School Board Recognition Month in Texas and urge the appropriate recognition whereof. An official recognition whereof, I hereby affix my signature this, the 17th day of December 2015. And this is from our governor.
In case y'all don't know it, our board members that are serving here, we have 6 men and 1 female on the board. They do not get compensated for serving on the board. They do all this on a voluntary basis. So we will recognize them. The schools have adopted different board members, and they've been getting recognition in the newspapers as well. So we're gonna start by calling on the board members first, and we're gonna have some student representatives from the different campuses that are gonna come and present them with their appreciation awards. So the first one on the list, we're gonna start off with our school board member, Joe G. Gonzalez. Mr. Gonzalez, if we can ask that you can come up to the front and accept your certificates of appreciation and your tokens of appreciation presented by these fine students. Representing Fred Booth Elementary, we have students Cameron Althea Mireles and Leonardo Arturo Ramirez. And from La Paloma Elementary, we have Gavin M. Mendoza and Jana R. Richmond. Maybe y'all can step up to the center so that they can see you guys. And we'd like to ask that all the board members remain up at the front until the last board member is called. Our next board member to earn recognition this evening is Hector G. Leal, and we have 2 campuses that are presenting the honors for him this evening. From Miller Jordan Middle School, we have Cassandra Renee Vallejo and Josue Monjares. From Gateway to Graduation Academy, I don't know if the students made it out here or not. Apologize, they did not make it, but we did have 2 student representatives, Laura Alanis, and the principal tells me that she's 1 credit shy of graduating, and Abram Barron. He graduated in December. They could not make it this evening, but at any rate, I will mention their names. So that was Mr. Hector G. Leal and students from Miller Jordan Middle School presenting the honors. Our next board member earning recognition this evening is Angel Mendez. And Mr. Mendez, if we can ask you to come up to the front and center, please, and the students will present the appreciation items. Adopting Mr. Mendez, we have students from Landrum Elementary, Bethany Martinez and Serena Trevino. From San Benito High School, Savannah Ray Arellano and Victoria Isabel Perez. Our next board member on the list to earn recognition is Arnold Padilla. And if we can ask Mr. Padilla to join us up at the front. We have two campuses that are presenting the honors for him this evening. From Berta Cavazza Middle School, Jacob Partida and Ileani Cantu are the two student representatives. Ilani. From Frank Roberts Elementary, Elijah S. Araiza and Raylan Victoria Rodriguez. And I do want to point out, if you see the backdrops and if you see around you, a lot of the campuses participated in making posters. So we want to recognize those campuses that participated. They made some very beautiful posters for this evening's ceremony. So thank you, campuses, for participating. Next, we're going to move to the school board officers, and we're going to start with School Board Secretary, Mr. Michael A. Vargas, if he can join us up at the front. We have several campuses that are presenting the honors for Mr. Vargas this evening, starting with San Benito Riverside Middle School, and we have students Elisa Duran and Clarissa Alvarez doing the honors from that campus. From Joe Calandra Positive Redirection Center, we have two student representatives, Librea Maxwell and Leanne Vasquez, are doing the honors. From Judge Oscar de la Fuente Elementary, Israel Valdez and Alejandra Anaí Agado are doing the honors this evening. And this is our school board secretary, Mr. Michael Vargas. Our school board vice president, as y'all heard earlier, he could not be present this evening, and I'm not sure if one of the other board members would like to accept on his behalf. Miss Cruz? Ana Cruz, the school board president, will accept on his behalf. And we have 4 campuses and some students from those 4 campuses. And they are Angelica Alfaro and Ociel Guerra from Sullivan Elementary. From San Benito Veterans Memorial Academy, Albert Mercado and Faith Marroquin. From Angela Jerusa Leal Elementary, Ariana Rodriguez and Ashton Rodriguez. And from Dr. Raul Garza Jr. Elementary, Cassandra Guzman and Alexa Teran, that are presenting the honors. And we'll make sure that Mr. Medrano gets his appreciation items when he returns from his trip. She's right there. Thank you, Ms. Cruz, for taking the awards on behalf of Mr. Medrano.
Guys, go to the front.
Our last honoree is the school board president, Ana Cruz. And Ms. Cruz is being represented by 4 different campuses, and we begin with Ed Downs Elementary. We have 2 student representatives, Lauren Saldaña and Phoenix Hyde. And I do want to point something out to you, audience, is Phoenix Hyde, this portrait that you see here. Phoenix Hyde is the one that did this portrait out here. So he did a great job. Phoenix is one of our artists that has artwork on display at the John F. Barron Administration Building. So I know Leslie Whitmore and Nidia Espinosa, the principals, are in the audience, and they're always participating in these events, as do our other schools, so we thank them for that. La Encantada Elementary, German Tamés and Ariana Sandoval. If they can remain up at the front with Ms. Cruz. Yeah, make a little room there, guys. Okay. Dr. C.M. Cash Elementary, Lindsay Montemayor and Anisa Hernandez. And you met them earlier. They did the pledge and invocation. From Rangerville Elementary, We have Kyler Ociel Arellano and Adelaida Julisa Rios. And Ms. Cruz, they have the awards as well. And this year, the theme, as you can see, was superheroes. And so the schools are very creative. Here in a little bit, when we take a reception, y'all are welcome to go and look at the posters and at the work that the students did. Parents, if y'all want to take pictures, y'all are more than welcome to do that as well. So with that said, that concludes the special recognition for our Board of Trustees for School Board Recognition Month. Board members, we thank you for everything that y'all do day in and day out to make sure that our schools are operating and that y'all are doing what exactly you all need to be doing as far as your role on the school board. So we appreciate your hard work. We know you do it on a voluntary basis. And I don't know if Dr. Vega would like to add a few more words. He's coming right up to the front.
Thank you. Once again, everybody heard what Ms. Longoria said. You know, ultimately, guys, for us to lead the school district, it takes the individuals, the dedicated board members, to help lead the work or to guide the work. And as stated, they take time out of their busy schedule. They're not compensated. They do this because they love you, they love the children, they love our community. And when you think about the word trustee, y'all have entrusted them, our district, our children, our community in your hands. And so they take that very seriously. So on behalf of me, I personally want to thank the board for all that you do and for bringing me here to this wonderful community. Thank you.
Thank you. And parents, I know you're excited about having your children representing the campuses here tonight. Parents, if y'all are in the audience, please stand and be recognized at this time. Thank you all so much. And I believe next we're gonna break for the reception, and I'll turn it over to Ms. Cruz.
So agenda item number 6, we will take a 15-minute break for the school board reception and recognition. We're going to call this meeting back to order, and it's 7:58. Agenda item number 7 is the superintendent's report, and I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Vega.
Thank you, Madam President, Board of Trustees, Council, Legal Counsel. As you can see, there are a number of overnight trips that have been scheduled and are scheduled. Once again, super excited about being here as I go around and visit schools and touch base with people. I'm truly blown away about with the number of opportunities that we're providing our students. And so I just wanted to share some of these with you. We had our high school band, group of them traveled to Corpus for the area tryouts, and that was on January 8th through 10th. Item B, we have our VMA NJ ROTC. They'll be traveling to Cedar Park for a big drill meet there, January 15th and 16th. Our high school varsity tennis team will be heading to Laredo for a tennis tournament. Our high school Texas Association of Future Educators, super important group. Hopefully we can support them in getting their teaching degree as they go on and come back and teach for us. But they'll be going to Houston for the Teach Tomorrow Summit state competition, which is at the end of this month. Our San Benito VMA migrant students will be traveling to Austin for the College Assistance Migrant Program at St. Edward's University. Our high school AV production Skills USA, they'll be traveling to Austin for a leadership conference, and that will actually be at the start of next month. So as you can see, we have a number of amazing opportunities for our students in terms of exposure and activities.
Excellent. Thank you, Dr. Vega. Agenda item number 8 is public comment, and at this present time, we don't have anyone that signed up for public comment. So we'll go on to agenda item number 9, consent agenda. In order to promote efficient meetings, the board may act upon more than one item by a single vote through the use of consent agenda. Consent items placed on the agenda should be marked with an asterisk. Consent items are items for which no board discussion is anticipated and for which the superintendent recommends approval. Prior to the time which approval of consent agenda is had, at the request of any member of the Board of Trustee, any item on the consent agenda shall be removed and given individual consideration. Item number 10, which is the action agenda, under Business and Finance and Administration. Under Business and Finance, 1601A-1, request for approval of 2015-2016 budget amendments. Questions? Consent. 1601A-2, request for approval of 2015-2016 budget transfers. Questions? Consent. 1601A-3, request for approval of proposal on windstorm, hurricane, and hail insurance. Question? Consent. 1601A-4, request for approval of proposals pertaining to the Universal Service Fund education rate, which is the E-rate 2.0, year
Question.
2016. Question?
Question.
Okay. Under Administration, 1601A-5, request for approval of board minutes. Questions? Consent. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and approve all the items that we had under consent.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor? All those against? Motion passes. Now we can go back and address the items that were in question, and that's 1601A-4.
Thank you, Madam President. I have a question regarding the bid, the RFP that was, that's coming up for approval. I'm trying to locate it. I went through it and I didn't put an item, but give me 1 second and I'll locate it. Well. Tab 4. Okay, thank you. I just wanted to get a clarification on, I understand that the highlighted one is the one that we're going for approval, that's engraved from SmartCom. And I noticed that the foremost, it was also pretty much competitive on their bid. Is there a clarification on that rationale?
Thank you for the question.
Mr. Garcia?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to ask Benny if you, or Adrian, if you would please come forward and
Address that question.
address the question.
Yes, actually, D3. It's on item D3. I'm assuming that the gray area, SmartCom, is the one that we're approving. And I see that foremost is about maybe a couple of hundreds difference there. What's the rationale there?
The rationale there is that these was a request for competitive proposals. It wasn't a request for bids, and therefore they were evaluated by points.
Okay,
And we had discussed that because they were not evaluated by they were not recommended by price.
I
but
see.
rather the reputation of the company, their relationship we've had with this company before in the past. So they lost some points in the other 7 criteria that we use in the evaluation process. So even though SmartCom is a little bit more expensive, they're the best value proposal.
Okay. Well, thank you for the clarification, sir. Appreciate it. There's a motion to approve?
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those against? Motion passes. Okay, agenda item number 11 is closed meeting, discussion under the authority of the Texas Government Code 551071 for the purpose of private consultation with the board's attorney on any subjects or matters authorized by law. 551.074 for the purpose of the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline of, or dismissal of a public officer or employee, to hear complaints or charges against a public officer or employee. A, report on personnel. B, employment, resignation, and retirement. C, consideration and discussion of employment of Director of Human Resources. D, consideration and discussion of employment of Director of Assessment, Research, and Evaluation. At this time, we will go into closed session, and it is exactly 8:06. We reconvene in open meeting at exactly 9:10. Do I have a motion to approve action on items discussed in closed session?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those against? Motion passes. Agenda item number 12, adjournment. This, move second. Okay, this meeting is adjourned at exactly 9:11.